This channel has a long history of documenting, dissecting, and praising the impeccable style of Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex. From a broad view of her style evolution spanning her lifetime in the public eye, to more granular looks at her fashion timeline from her days as an actress, to senior working royal, to now as a mother, wife, philanthropist, entrepreneur, producer, and all of the other hats that she dons these days, whether those hats be fascinators, pillbox, fedoras, or straw hats. Meghan's looks have always managed to hit all key notes, including appropriate for environment, weather, dress code, personal message, and self expression. One thing we've noted is that while Meghan has spoken about working with stylists, particularly in season 1 of Confessions of a Female Founder and during her interviews at New York Fashion Week, as well as designing capsule collections for Reitmans and for SmartWorks, and learning about fashion more through absorbing her character Rachel Zane's ultra-corporate slay on Suits, she has always had a penchant for what appeals most to her and what's most appealing about her. And that personal touch element is what sets her apart in the style space. Meghan routinely references herself, and as we've looked back over the years to deconstruct her style progression, the same key elements in her wardrobe have always been present, regardless of trends. Meghan's most prevalent fashion influence is Meghan herself. Thank you for clicking on my video, and if you're returning, welcome back to my channel. The Duchess of Sussex has managed to use style and her unique flair to not only express herself at every phase of life, but look fabulous while doing so. On this channel, we've celebrated her looks from casual to athleisure to outright white tie formal, and in every space, Meghan shows up to show out. Even while simultaneously being scrutinized by many British critics for bringing her own influence to the royal family uniform, yet praised globally for single-handedly upgrading the look, influence, and elevating the impact of the platform of royal wives, which ushered in being relentlessly copied by not only her sister-in-law Kate Middleton, but Kate's royal rival and rumored Sybot Shadow as well. This phenomenon of Meghan being copied by other women in close proximity to her who express their admiration and jealousy, with every repurposed thread happening so often it birthed the term copycat. As the world watched dumbfounded as Kate Middleton, who's been documented publicly for over a decade donning her own royal uniform, complete with wool-pleated skirts, outdated suits, and regurgitations of a young Queen Elizabeth from the 1950s, attempted to co-opt the entire persona of her very own family by marriage. The Meghan effect would not only take a strong hold on the world, as evidenced by every item Meghan touches selling out in a matter of seconds, but the royals as well. Shout out to Aquazura. With that said, in the wake of the Daily Fail attempting to repurpose the term copycat to now imply that it means other women copying Kate, rather than its true origin of Kate repeatedly copying the Duchess of Sussex, I thought it would be a good time to bring back a few old videos of my own, documenting Kate's obsession and the real meaning of the term copycat in real time. The Daily Fail continues to be taught the lesson that you can't change history when the world keeps receipts. Before we get into that, if you haven't already, please don't forget to go ahead and like this video, subscribe to the channel, and please don't forget to share so that more people can find us. And as we move along through this video, I am excited to hear your comments, so light up the comment section and the live chat below. Cafe Mom calls out Kate for copying. Like, they go there. We've talked about it on this channel before a couple of times. There are just all these instances of Kate copying Meghan. And I'm so glad that more like media publications and more platforms are picking it up, because it's gotten to the point where it's really obvious. And I know a lot of people are like, don't point it out because that just brings attention to Kate. No, when someone is intentionally trying to, first of all, intentionally rude and nasty to someone only to then turn around and copy everything they do, that is really scary. That's actually kind of like sadistic in a way. You should call out people when they do things like this, because later down the road, when people look back at these looks, they'll say, she rebranded and looks great. And they will give zero credit to the original. The person who took all the hits for her personal style. The person who was maligned for wearing pants and blazers and being said that she didn't look like she was royal and all this stuff. she ended up becoming the blueprint for the English rose. So I'm gonna share my screen so we can look at what Cafe Mom had to say. So recently, it's become harder and harder to ignore the fact that Kate seems to be taking style cues from Meghan, even though their closets couldn't possibly be more different. We don't know if this is an attempt to modernize the monarchy or to capitalize off of Meghan's popularity with royal fans in America and all over. But either way, there's been a distinct change in the way Kate dresses, especially over the last year or so. Scroll on to see all the times that Kate seemed to copy Meghan's style. We have to admit that some of these looks are a bit too similar for this to be a coincidence. A similar tartan moment, but this time around it looks like Kate took a bit of inspiration from her sister-in-law when she stepped out in this tartan coat designed by Holland Cooper on multiple occasions between 2021 and now. Meghan wore a similar design by Burberry during her first official visit to Scotland with Prince Harry just a few months before they were married. So the way they kind of format this, they're still being honest that Kate is clearly drawing at minimum inspiration from Meghan, but we know it's outright copying. But they are saying it out of order. They should really discuss when Meghan wore it first and then when Kate wore it. But this is one of those things that they try to do to kind of keep it neutral. I see you, Cafe Mom. All right, camel coats and turtlenecks. Given that camel coats have always kind of been Meghan's thing, it was a little surprising to see Kate turn up in one of her own at a royal engagement at Lancashire in January 2022, especially because she paired it with a dark brown turtleneck just like Meghan did, and this look she wore almost exactly 2 years earlier. We talked about this one specifically. I mean, the hair, the attempt at the makeup, are literally cosplaying someone else in your family, someone you're not nice to. Just very weird, just very weird behavior. Ladies in red. After Meghan left royal life, she started dressing a bit more boldly, including this red outfit that she wore to speak at the One Young World Summit in September 2022. Lo and behold, about 4 months later in January 2023, Kate wore a bright red Alexander McQueen suit that sparked a whole lot of comparisons. So even with this, yes, she copied the color from Meghan's One Young World Summit outfit, but she actually copied the cut and style of the blazer and trousers, which they are leaving out from Meghan's other outfit from the cut. When she wore that white suit in the cut, that one button asymmetrical blazer, that is a very unique style and cut that we've never seen Kate wear. And that was what this red outfit number was. We talked about it already. I won't go back down that hill, but she copied the color from a different outfit and the outfit itself from the Cut magazine. So we know she's watching. She's royal watching. 2 blue coats. Here's another coat comparison that's making us think that Kate really loves Meghan's chilly weather style. In September 2018, while celebrating the launch of her recipe book Together, Our Community Cookbook, Meghan wore this blue coat from Smith over a black sleeveless turtleneck top and skirt. Years later, in January 2022, Kate wore a similar blue coat, also with a black turtleneck. And again, the attempt at the same hairstyle and the attempt at the same makeup. It's giving obsessed. It's really creepy, but this is a very particular color of coat. It's that you don't see that shade of blue. It's almost cerulean. It looks a little bit more like cerulean than actual just royal blue. You don't see that color often. This is a very unique color in general. You just don't see that in streetwear that often, this color in general. So, well, we know why based on Miranda Priestley. She gave us the why. Back to basics. We'll admit that this is a pretty basic look, but we can't help but think that Kate is taking a page out of Meghan's book with this black and white combo because it's not typically her style. Kate wore hers in January 2023 and Meghan's is from 2018. How I said the intent isn't to appeal right now and to appear as the innovator right now. The appeal of copying Meghan for Kate is that years down the line, knows that the British press is in her pocket. And the reason that it benefits her to continue to copy Meghan is because Meghan was the most popular royal family member. Meghan was and is the most stylish. She's also the most intelligent and the most beautiful, still to this day. She steals something from the most popular royal. Now, when Meghan first entered the family, we already know from Spare that Kate's whole hang-up was the fact that she was going to be compared to Meghan. And the way she reconciled this, we now see, is by hating on the things that Meghan brought to the table and then copying them. She was hating on them wasn't because she didn't like them or approve of them. It's because she saw their value and their impact, and she wanted it to be her. We talked about this in our the rinse, wash, repeat playbook video. We talked about this, how Charles saw Diana's light for what it was, and the reason he was upset with it is because it didn't belong to him. He's an egomaniac and he couldn't control it. It's the same thing with Kate and Meghan. She is just like her father-in-law. They all have a little sordid relationship over there. Things that she didn't like about Meghan were the things that she knew she lacked. Remember how I said people will often project their own inadequacy and their lack of confidence in themselves onto you? So they'll be mad at you for shining, but they'll say it's something else like, you just too loud, or girl, you just too much, or oh, you always feel like you gotta be the smartest one in the room. You always act like you got something to prove. No. You speaking with a vast vocabulary is not a slight to anyone else. If they can't keep up, honey, they better get some training wheels. You dressing like the queen that you are is not a slight to anyone else. It just means you know your worth and you dress like it. If they want to keep up, they better get themselves a coupon. If you showing up as yourself, owning who you are, your own beauty, your intelligence, your likability, your empathy, your kind and giving heart, if all those things make you a bad candidate for anything, then that is something you don't want to be a part of. And now we see the results of that. But what Kate was doing wasn't the fact that she wanted to help Meghan. What she was hating on was the fact that she saw the same light that everyone else saw, and it intimidated her. And now we see the benefits of her copying Meghan. Before Meghan, Kate wasn't wearing blazers and suits. We have done full-on videos where I literally posted the Meghan outfit and the date and the Kate outfit and the date. Look it up. It's in my Sussex style playlist. Check it out. So this is nothing new, but this is why I resent articles like this, is because it's the beginning of their reformative view of the Princess of Wales, which in my opinion, y'all can say what you want to say. I'm not going to argue with you. The Princess of Wales is Diana. It always will be for me. Her Royal Highness, Princess Diana, the Princess of Wales. Yes, that is how I refer to her. I know all the technicalities before you decide your thumbs get to working or your keyboards get to. Actually, Sharion, it's not the princess because she passed on, and it's King Charles's right to give it to. I already know all that, and guess what I say to that? I don't care. So I don't call her the Princess of Wales. I call her regular ass Kate Middleton. Might start calling her Catherine with a K because there's already 2 other CRs. That's what I'll do. So anyway, Catherine with a K is copying Meghan because what's going to end up happening is exactly what's happening in this article right now. When people look at their outfits, they're not going to look at the day, and chances are they will already know that Kate copied. But since it benefits them to uplift and to support Kate and their theory and whatever racist beliefs they hold, it benefits them to support Kate. When she's doing the things that they love about Meghan, now they can stand Kate for those same things, and they can continue to reject Meghan and make Meghan out to be a problem. But before Meghan got there, Kate was wearing those Barbie doll dresses. We've talked about it. Kate was walking around here looking like a school marm. Kate was dressing like the Golden Girls. And it's never more evident than the fact that we've seen how Meghan dressed and we saw how Kate copied her. But when Meghan wasn't out and about for Kate to copy, we see how she dresses when she's on her own. Look at the Christmas event. Girl was up there looking like Blanche Devereaux. And that's not a slight to Blanche Devereaux, because Blanche Devereaux was dressing like that in the 80s. It was relevant then. And at the time of the Christmas pageant, it was 2022. She was dressed like Blanche Devereaux. So in my personal opinion, these types of articles are harmful because they are starting that trend that we all saw coming, which is, oh, it doesn't matter who wore it first. It's just both Duchesses look great. They aren't twinning. Because if they were twinning, they would have worn it at the same time. And both ladies would have just happened to be wearing something similar. That's twinning. Or they would have intentionally dressed alike on both ends. It would have been intentional. That's twinning. What we're seeing here is copying, stalking, obsession, derangement. That's what we're seeing. We're seeing Meghan wore something and looked ravishing in it. Kate wore it and looked like Kate wearing something that Meghan wore. Catherine with a K. So it's not about, and honestly, and you notice how they never want to do a who wore it better. Notice now they do all this, they're twinning, they dress alike, royal approved. They love doing that and pushing that narrative. But what they aren't going to say is who wore it better. That's okay, I will. So Meghan wore it better. Kate can sit here and say that she thought Meghan wanted her contacts all she wanted to, but that first appearance of the two of them alone at Wimbledon told us everything we needed to know about who wanted whom's fashion contacts. No ma'am. No ma'am. Kate out here dressing like one of Lily's dolls, and she expects somebody to want to look like her. No ma'am. You out here dressing like an American doll. Girl, bye. Anyway, this asymmetrical cut is very unique. The single button on the blazer, very unique. And the way she wore it, the trousers, like she didn't even wear the blazer with a skirt or the blazer with a dress. Like she didn't even try to switch it up. She wore trousers, the exact same style of trousers, the exact same style of jacket, which is a very unique cut in jacket. And she didn't wear it with a shirt underneath or a visible shirt underneath. Same as Meghan. Wore her hair the same and everything. And if you look closely, look at the makeup. She copied the makeup. Not only that, she copied the whole style, the hair, the makeup, the entire outfit, changed the color up a little bit, had a different brand make it, and she wore the same style and color of shoes. Now, this is why that's important, because we see Meghan in achromatic outfit all the way up and down achromatic white, and then we see Kate in monochromatic red. Same suit, same hair, same makeup. And she thought we wouldn't remember. The one thing that set her apart is these tacky ass earrings, which have Kate all over them, because these earrings do not go with this suit in any way, shape, or form. And anybody with style would have known that. Boo, are you going to a business meeting, an event, or a ball? You need to make the decision because your outfit is sending conflicting messages. You look a mess. And yes, am I saying that with a bun, pearls, and a hoodie on? Yes, I am. Because I'm not out here perpetuating nobody else's style trying to call it my own. So that's why I can say it and you can't. But she sat here and did the whole look. That's what I'm saying. It's good that Meghan just ignores her, because at the end of the day, when you're the innovator, you're always going to be the leader of the pack. They can't surpass you because they need you. And also, if you're going to try to do someone else's look, make it your own. Be inspired by, but don't copy directly. So make it your own. If you're going to try to take inspiration from someone else, make it your own. Or do it better. Two things Kate cannot do.
Thank you so much for watching the SharionSade YouTube channel. I appreciate you watching my content. If you haven't already, please don't forget to go ahead and like this video by hitting the thumbs up. Please don't forget to subscribe by hitting the subscribe button. And don't forget to comment along the way. If you feel so inclined, please don't forget to share so that more people can find us. Once again, thank you so much for watching. Now let's get back to the video.
That said, the fact that the Daily Fail is still grinding their gears over their years-long grudge against Meghan and now continuing to try and prop her sister-in-law up against her, it just shows that Meghan left behind some of the most miserable people of all time, and every day they prove to her and the rest of the world why she is so much better off pretending she doesn't even know they exist, because probably at this point, with so much time past, she's probably forgotten about them altogether. They're insignificant, they're not important, and when I say they, I mean all of her critics, the Daily Fail, every other news publication who's taken aim at her, and of course, I always mean those ratchet royals over there on Shutter Island, because the real royal family now resides in Montecito, California, and we look to them for any royal influence that's necessary. And the fact of the matter is, they're so much bigger than that. The fact that the Daily Fail is trying to co-opt the term copy Kate and not even using it correctly is intentional, because they're trying, like I said in the videos from 2, 3, and 4 years ago, that they're trying to change the narrative now that we're all looking back. But the fact is, the Sussex squad and the world at large keeps receipts. Everything has a date and a timestamp, and they won't be successful in it. So today, I decided to take a look back to start that conversation, because if they're going to try and put out lies, we're going to be there to put them out. That's all I have for y'all today. I hope you enjoyed today's video and our look back. It's been a long time since we've looked back at the copy Kate stuff on this channel. I have been over here cracking up. I forgot how rampant it actually was. I only picked 2 videos to include in today's video so that we weren't here for over an hour, but I actually have 6 videos of different instances, all pertaining to several instances of copy Kate. This woman is a mad woman. She must be stopped. But it kind of seems like it's all she has. We can just continue to ignore her. Anyway, I had a good time making this video. I have been over here cracking up. Tell me your thoughts in the comments section below. I left off about 15 copy Kate outfits as well, so that we weren't here all day. And what's so funny is the last time I did this video, someone asked, Sharion, can you do a rating of the most egregious copy Kate moments? And I started that process and forgot about it. So if you still want that, I might put that over on the member side. But to be fair, I don't know that I would even have a video because they're all egregious. Those looks that she stole, there are some where she stole an item or two, but most of them, she actually copies hair, makeup, outfit, undergarments, shoes, even the brand of shoes. I wouldn't even be shocked if this woman was buying clothes in Meghan's size just to have the exact same thing, knowing she can't fit it. I would not be surprised because Kate has a much broader frame. I would actually consider Kate's shoulders to be somewhat what they call big boned. They're really wide and she has an extremely long torso, which is why copying someone else doesn't make sense. And if you do get inspired to make it your own, because Meghan and Kate have very different frames. Meghan is far more proportioned. Now, I'm not criticizing her body. I wouldn't body shame anyone. However, her body is extremely unique to her, and copying someone else's cut, color, style, fabric, it makes no sense. It'll never look right on her because those clothes were made and tailored for Meghan. So when she copies, as we see her continue to do, it's why she always looks so out of place. When she goes and finds her own style, which at this point, I don't think she will, I think she'll fare much better. But the fact of the matter is, she went from copying Princess Diana, Queen Elizabeth, to now Meghan. And what's even funnier about the Aquazura shoes, Meghan was the first royal to wear Aquazura, which she had been wearing for years. I have a whole video about Meghan wearing Aquazura, even in her acting days. And now, all of the royal ladies own a pair of bow tie Aquazura shoes. The proof is in the pudding. That's all I have. Daily Fail, you've been put on notice. We see what you're doing. It's not going to take hold. And yes, every time you post a video or every time you post any kind of article with that kind of narrative, we're going to use the hashtags. We're going to use the SEO and we're going to drum out your narrative with the truth. Y'all have a great day. Thanks so much for watching and I'll see y'all next time. Bye.